sunny Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I almost forgot to hit the record button on my video stream. I did forget. Jeff Hesser. Jeff Hesser.
Good morning.
In Snowshoe.
Yes, I moved locations last night. I came down from the Allegheny Mountains to Snowshoe, Pennsylvania last night, down here at my cousin's camp.
Snowshoe. Anybody hear of Snowshoe before? Wonder where they came up with the name Snowshoe.
I don't know.
We got it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You can tell us all about it. We had a great week, guys. Yeah, just in case you missed the week, you missed the week. That's what this is all about. The weekend review. We're reviewing what happened during the course of the week. Great group of shows that we had during the course of the week. Man, some funny times. If you're missing the shows during the morning, you got to wake up, and it's a great time to learn. It's a great time to learn about the green industry, what's happening with the green industry. It's a lot of you guys are out there trying to figure out exactly what to do next, and especially the country's starting to open, which is really cool.
Amen.
I have no idea why Broward and Miami-Dade take so friggin' long, but Broward County is going to open on Monday. I think it's just going to be a free for all, to be honest with you. Landscaping is strong anyway. I mean, all the landscapers are still moving anyway, so it's not a really big deal there. But some of the stores are opening in different. Miami-Dade is decided that they're gonna open selectively until they get to the end of the month. All right, thank God we're in Broward County, Fort Lauderdale. So we're gonna open up fully, I believe, except for the beaches, which kind of sucks, but
yeah.
the beaches are not going to be open yet.
Okay.
But you know what? Who cares? Because you know what we really want to do? What do we want to focus in on? We want to focus in on work.
Yes.
That's what we want to do. I mean, we all want to work, and we want to start making money again. And this is what's important. We want our clients to go out and go back to work.
Yeah.
For a couple of reasons.
Right.
One, they can afford to pay us. Number one, that's the biggest one, right?
Yes.
And number two, they can stop watching us while we're working.
Right.
Get out of stop looking over my shoulder while I'm trying to get a job done for you. Get to work, right, Jeff?
Absolutely. I can't wait. I mean, I've been back to work. Just here, we're not staying in hotels. That's all. Our sales guys are working. Our warehouse is working. They're doing their thing. But we're not going to hotels right now. We're going to drive out the day, come back to your house at night. I mean, that's just what we're doing right now. Because I don't think any hotels are really open right now, are they? Hospitality's closed down.
Today we were going to do our show live at the Hilton across from City Place in West Palm Beach. I was going to meet Brooke Ford up there. He's actually coming down to meet me here to help do the show, and then to do the new show, The Green Veteran, at 11 o'clock. So, but we were going to get it all set up, and they would have loved to have us. I know they open their arms usually, and they say, "Come on up," and it'd be great to have the live show right there in the lobby. It'd be awesome. People would get an idea of what's going on and get some extra exposure for them. But they said they're not allowed to do anything like that at all right now. They're not, and that sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks. Because that's the stuff that we like to do. That's what Turfs Up Radio is all about: getting out there, meeting new people, shaking hands, networking. Because we want to bring all the greatest and latest to our listeners, and so it's important for us to get out there. We just can't wait to start getting moving, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm loving it though. Thank God things are starting to open up again. My wife said that Maryland opened back up again, so mostly everything in Maryland's starting to open up again. They're like their next week. Yeah.
Look, and we could have come.
Still
See
can.
that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Well,
I'll get to go ahead. Yeah, she had to put the poo-poo on that.
She put the poo-poo on.
Sabrina, listen, Sabrina. You can lift your restrictions now. She's tough as the government. That one.
She's like freaking Hitler. She's like Hitler. She
tried to shut me down, and I said, "I'm out of here. I got to go. I'm going up to my brother's camp. I'm going up to our camp. You could do what you got to do," but I said, "I got to get out of the house."
I called her yesterday. She didn't even answer the phone. Nor did she ever even call me back or text me or nothing.
No, really?
Blew me off.
Oh, that's
what's
odd.
up with that?
She's probably mad at me. She's mad at me and taking it out on you.
Why not? She gave me the cold shoulder. That's not cool.
Oh, it's not cool at all.
you know what? I'm gonna tell Renee to call her up and give her a bunch of. Renee won't. She's on her side for crying out loud. The two
Right.
girls.
Right.
The two girls. Yeah. Yesterday you missed a great show in the morning. Trying to set Jimmy Hesser up.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Trying to find him a green industry girl. Because that's
Yeah.
what he's all about. What do you do? What do you do if you're a green industry guy and and that's all you do is work, you eat, sleep, and breathe, and whatever. Green
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
How
You're
do you
up
find?
early.
How do you find a
and
woman?
late. Yeah. You're up early and then you're home late. You're doing 12, sometimes 14-hour days, man. The sun up to sun down. And then when you get inside, all you want to do is take a shower and collapse, right?
What about girls? I mean, are you attracted to a girl that does the same thing you do? Are you attracted to a landscape design girl that's interested in landscape design? It's all she does is plants and.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's sexy for sure. Someone gets out there and gets their hands dirty. I think that's incredible. Damn right it would be.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah. I married a woman who's allergic to grass. At least that's what she tells me. I swear to God, she says, I'm allergic to grass. I can't. I said, hold on. You never cut a lawn on your life? She goes, no, I've never cut a lawn. I'm like, oh my God. Like I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah, but she's pretty adventurous. I think she's got a little adventure in her.
Oh, for sure.
I think she's got that in her, but then she's got this mind awareness that wait a minute, let's slow things down.
Well, she says, if I look here, she's like, hey, I don't need to be there. You know what I mean? If you want to go and do whatever you guys are going to do, I'm staying home. But if there's, if I ask her, it's a couples weekend at camp, you're going. She's like, okay, and she's fine with it. She packs a bag, puts her, her mud gear on, and she gets dirty like the best of us, and we'll ride out in the woods with us. So it's great. She's the best of both worlds, hot and beautiful, and still go out and get dirty. So hey, can't beat it.
You're full of compliments. You're always full of compliments. But today I want to tell you that we got a good product of the day today, and we're going to talk about it. Talking about getting around. Talk about getting around.
Mm-hmm.
We got a way to get around during our products of the day segment. It's going to be pretty cool. So you got to make sure you listen in for that. It's going to happen It's going to happen about 9:30 this morning. You're listening to Turf Up Radio. Weekend review, May 16th, Saturday. It's turf time right now is 10 after 9. And we got Jeff Hesser all the way up in Snowshoe. Had a great week. Talked to a lot of great people. Found out some stuff about the GIE plus Expo HNA. And by the way, and we're going to do the HNA contest. A lot of you guys were getting up and getting ready getting ready for the competition because they give away. There's a contest every year with the HNA where they're going to do a design and for pavers. The quickest, the most talented paver designer out there. You can win up to. I know the Northeast Hardscape Expo. The purse was $15,000. The HNA maybe the same or more, not sure, but we would have found that out by the end of when we got closer to the event. But that's not happening this year because of the preliminaries, because they're not letting people like this get together too close. But GIE is happening. The GIE plus Expo is happening this year. They're counting on it unless something squashes it. So you're going to want to go and get your hotel rooms. We got a block of 15 rooms already. 15 rooms. And we're staying.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, Cast Lighting stayed at the Brown Hotel. And I thought, wow, that must be, oh my God, the Brown. I want to stay at the Brown right on 4th Street. And I couldn't get in because it was so expensive. And I'm like, geez, you know what? I'm just putting a lot of money out. We just can't. Let's just get something. So we found this really nice hotel called the Holiday Garden Inn Hotel.
The Hilton Garden Inn.
The Hilton Garden Inn, excuse me. And it was not even a block away from where all the action was.
Yep.
At 4th Street Live. The price was great. Closer by a block, right?
Yep.
Closer by a block. I just found it.
And the Brown, where I was.
They were absolutely amazing to us. Were they nice? They were really cool.
Listen, the rooftop bar was everything. That restaurant bar on the rooftop is top notch, man. We went up there hanging out. That was a great spot. I can't wait to do that again.
Yeah, we're all staying there this year. Now we got everybody going to stay there. So I got 15 rooms, and you guys, listeners out, you guys want to get involved and you want to stay with us and hang out with us. We're going to be running some contests. like we did last year through a lot of our vendors. You know, we have a lot of guys that are out there that are supporting Turfs Up Radio, and they want to give away some stuff. And then we're going to be giving away a trip to the GIE Plus Expo like we did last year. So if you want to get involved, you got to get involved now. turfsupradio.com/become a contributor, and make sure you do. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be exploring the floor. We're going to be all over. We're still going to be working. We're going to be broadcasting from the entire event, talking to so many people. Well, like I said, this is what we're good at. We like to be out there talking to people, getting people involved.
That's right.
Letting people be heard all over. It's going to be freaking amazing. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. It's going to be really cool. So a lot of good stuff happening still. We've got the IA. There's going to be a lot of new shows coming up, right? A lot of new stuff happening. And Cass, you're going to get back. You know, we talked about, we were talking about, you know, this pandemic and how we all needed to adjust the way we did business. And we did a lot of virtual reality stuff, right? We did
Still
a lot of
still doing
virtual reality, Zoom stuff, right? Virtual reality, Zoom stuff. So
right.
Now I think that's it. It was great that we have that process ready if we need to, but we really want to get back out and meet people, don't we, Jeff?
Oh, absolutely. And if anything, it's made people more efficient. This whole thing. It's really made people sit and figure out how can they be a better salesperson from home and still be effective and make a living. So I think it's also going to be a great tool in the arsenal, getting back into business in the swing of things.
Right. Exactly. Well, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we have traffic on the turf. Eric Jones normally does the traffic on the turf, but he's not available because he's actually out. He's in Wilmington, and he's ready to start teaching some more classes.
Winston still? Oh, he's in Wilmington. He's in Wilmington?
I think he's in Wilmington and moved out to Wilmington. It's okay. Eric, I hope you're listening. I hope you're having a good time. Don't worry, we're going to miss you, but we'll be right back with traffic on the turf, and I'm going to help you along because it's May, and it's beautiful out. And I remember what to do to our lawns, especially in the Northeast, because that's where I'm from. Turf time right now is 9:15. We'll be right back. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 The Drive Home with Matt the Brass Factor Martin. Tune in Monday through Friday to take your turf management program to the next level. Only on Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hi, Scott from More Madness. Ferris allows you to experience turf care on a whole new level with SoftRide stand-on mowers. With their patent-pending adjustable operator platform and suspension technology, these premium stand-on mowers from Ferris let you work faster, take on more jobs, and finish the day feeling good. Step up to a new level of comfort and productivity with the SRS stand-on series mower. Ferris, work hard, feel good. Go to ferrismowers.com for a dealer near you.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Hey, landscape pros, are you tired of digging through rocks and roots and breaking shovels in the process? Then it's time you checked out the GeoRipper 616. It's a landscaper's dream with the Makita 6 Series 2-cycle engine producing over 4 horsepower of raw performance. The 616 digs deep in up to 16 inches of the toughest soil. Lighting, landscape, and irrigation contractors already love this improved lightweight trencher with its ability to get in and get out faster, easier, and with less ground disturbance. And you will too. This redesigned GeoRipper 616 with 2 heavy-duty digging chains and a whole mess of helpful extras. To learn more about the GeoRipper and how it can help you out in the field, visit georipper.com today.
In today's ever-changing world, it's harder than ever to keep up with homeowner trends in the industry. There seems to be an app for absolutely everything, and homeowners are flocking to them for easier ways to schedule services and communicate. LawnBuddy Pro puts you back in the driver's seat of your business and allows you to communicate with your clients via your own company's companion app. You can send clients push notifications, messages, photos, and invoices, all sent directly to their phones from your company. LawnBuddy is on a mission to help you meet your company's goals. Sign up today at lawnbuddy.com.
Time now for Traffic on the Turf, brought to you by Pro Products, helping you navigate your way through weeds, pests, and disease, and loading your trucks with the products and tools you'll need to provide your clients with the healthiest lawns, trees, and shrubs. Now, here's Eric Jones, the turf teacher for today's Traffic on the Turf.
Well, Eric Jones is out. Sorry. It's all right. Listen, I'm your host, Darren Gray. Here you go. Jeff still. Listen, by the way, if you guys want to join us, you can. You can join us right here in the Zoom room, which is great. And we made it very easy for you to do that. All you have to do is go to turfsupradio.live. No .com, just turfsupradio.live. You type that right into your URL, and it'll take you right into our room, and you'll be able to hang out with us and during the show. It's going to be pretty cool. And if you just want to get in and watch us, you can do that too. You don't have to have your video on. It's no big deal. But May is a great month because this is a growing season. You know, in May, it's gotten warm real quick. I was talking to a friend of mine in New Jersey, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and just last week it was freezing. Now it's 88 degrees, and it's interesting. This is a great opportunity, especially if it's raining a lot, to get out there, put those fertilizers down. This is when you want to, and you guys will agree, when it's cooler out, not when it gets over 80 degrees, you're going to have trouble with nitrogen. But when it's cooler out, it's a great time for you guys to get that heavy dose of nitrogen in. But once you start hitting the 80-degree mark, and so there are products that are a little bit more sensitive. They're working on making products that you can start using that you can over a higher temperature. But you got to be careful, mindful of the climate change and the temperature change. Be mindful of that because that's important when you're putting products down. So this might be a great opportunity for you to put your fertilizer down, get those weeds down, the weeds that have starting to grow up. Because remember, when you fertilize your lawns and fertilize your shrubs, you're also fertilizing any kind of weeds that have started to germinate that you didn't see. They like that food too. So, right? I mean, they do too. I'm only putting fertilizer down for my lawn. Well, guess what? And you guys know this. It's not something that I need to remind you about or anything, but you got to be mindful. But remember, you're going to get into some hot seasons pretty, soon. It's going to be hot, and you got to be careful. So do the best you can right now, and if you do it right, you know that you're going to ride out August, and it's going to be because I know in the Northeast, August gets hot like Florida.
Yeah, it was cold last week. I mean, there's frost on the ground in my backyard, and then this week it's like 88 degrees.
Yeah, so you got to be careful. Don't just think, well, just because it was cold last. Remember, it's still 88 degrees, and you got to be careful. But now, a lot of you guys, hang on a sec, Jeff. A lot of you guys, we'll get in with this.
He's a turf guy. That's why I brought him in.
Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome.
He's a turf guy.
All right, good. All right, that's great. But I was going to say that even though the temperature, a lot of people say, well, Darren, stop, because even though the temperature is 80 degrees or 88 degrees, it's okay if the soil temperatures hasn't gotten that hot yet, right? So we're going to bring on a turf guy. So who's we want to introduce him to us?
Yeah, so this is my cousin Steve Hesser. Say hi, Steve.
Hey, good morning.
What's up, Steve? How you doing? So you're a turf guy, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was in the golf course business for quite a few years, a while back, and I was into golf maintenance and golf management, and I was assistant superintendent. So some education and a lot of experience with some fine turf management.
Well, how long ago has it been? How long has it been?
Well, it's been 30 years, I guess, since I was actually a golf course manager. And
so a lot has changed. A lot has changed since then. I mean, because now people are turning to carbon more than, in their IPMs than ever before. So, I mean, are you staying up to date on what's going on with that?
Not particularly. Most of what I'm doing nowadays is more mechanical related, more than actual soils and science at this point. Yeah, so I'm not staying that current on it.
Well, he used to work at Tavistock. He used to work at Tavistock. Darren.
Wow, that's incredible.
Cherry Hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tavistock. If guys don't know, Tavistock is a hidden gem there. That's Haddonfield, right? Is that it?
Yes,
that's Haddonfield.
Yep.
And I remember people wanted to go play on that course because it was a hidden gem. It's a gorgeous little area, and I missed it up there, man. I missed it. So it was a beautiful course. So you were responsible for that back then. Huh?
Well, yeah,
one of those guys.
I was assistant superintendent, and that was back in the 90s, I guess.
Yeah.
late 80s, early 90s, and
Oh, yeah.
spent some time working there. Yeah, good
That was
experience.
that was a private course? Is that a private course?
Exclusively private. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it was such a nice gym. It was hard to get on, you know. But yeah, it still
Yeah,
is.
but it was gorgeous. I remember getting called to do some landscape work back in there. Those houses were like castles. Gorgeous, gorgeous homes.
I did a lot of work in there.
Yeah,
I did a lot of work for pavers and irrigation work in that neighborhood.
they still are their own township, their own borough back in there. Tavistock is a little tiny exclusive borough of its own at this point. Yeah.
That's really cool. I know a lot of you guys have those little areas, those little nooks and crannies in your town all across the country, but this Tavistock happens to be, the climate is gorgeous in New Jersey. It's a great little place. They have the grass is amazing. You know, compared to other parts of the country, like Florida, our grass sucks unless you get, it's a high-end latitude, it's going to be expensive to maintain, but the grass there, as far as lushness and easy to maintain, the grasses and the cool season grasses are amazing. So, but I want to say, what was I going to tell you? I just got a text. Brooks here. Brooke just pulled up to the station, and he needs to get in. He needs the access code to the garage keys, to the keys. So we're going to let him in. But do you remember, since both know that area, and I'm going to just jump off turf for a second, and maybe you guys have this in your somewhere in the country during Christmas. It was the best lighted home in Haddonfield, right near Tavistock. Do you guys remember that? One of those roads, the road that goes from Haddonfield to 295.
Yeah.
Do you remember that
Where
house
the big
down
mansions are. The big mansions are up and down that road.
Do you remember that house that every Christmas they had this lit up? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're
remember
talking
the
about.
name of
Yep.
Yeah. What's the name of that road?
I don't know. But now they put the paper bags out there with the candles in them, and they light the whole road with it. Like that whole road, all the neighbors must go out and put the bags with the little lit candles on the sidewalk, like Christmas Eve, and you drive down that road, and it's all lit up with those little bags. But those houses are amazing.
The community is amazing.
Yeah.
The community. I can't remember. Was it that? Why do I want to think? Not the Levecki house or that? I can't remember. The Vespas. The Vespas.
Vespas. You got it. Good memory.
That's what it was.
You.
Is that right? The Vespas.
Yeah,
and do you remember? It was the most glorious. You would drive people during Christmas time. Now there's always little people. There's people in different neighborhoods that would have great Christmas lighting.
Yeah.
And everybody would go by, but the Vespas. I can't believe I remember that. How many years?
Yeah, you did pull that out. Yeah.
I have no idea, but that driveway was shoot. I mean, talking about a long, probably 100 foot driveway, 100 or 80 feet linear foot driveway, whatever. And it was just this gorgeous house with, and the lighting bill, Jeff.
Yeah. Crazy.
I think they started a fad now because, with the outdoor holiday lighting has evolved into quite a business,
yes, it has.
For the turf industry, for the landscape industry.
Or one of our guys, Eric Jones, turf teacher, he does that. He's in Winston-Salem, and that's what he does. Okay. He does holiday lighting during Christmas and kicks ass with it.
Eric, forgive Jeff for calling you Harry.
I said
anyway,
Eric.
I think he said Harry Jones.
Maybe it's my voice. Eric Jones.
Harry Joe. He is Harry lately because he needs to get a haircut.
Yeah, don't we all?
Harry Jones. But that's cool. So you were in the turf grass, and now you're working on mechanics. I understand you got a pretty cool product to share with us today.
Well, we've got several products. Actually, I work for a turf equipment supply house, and we. Don't
tell us what the product is yet. Don't tell us what the product. But just one.
Tell them who you work for.
I work for a small distributor, lawn and golf supply company, and they're out of Phoenixville, PA, and we service eastern Pennsylvania, southern New Jersey, and Delaware, and now down into Maryland as well, with a lot of different products. But we really specialize in large areas, institutional turf, schools, parks. Recreation and golf courses is really what we specialize in. And as time goes on, we're getting into more and more trying to develop a business relationship with all of the landscape trade.
Yeah.
Because the contractors are now getting a lot of the work from us for the schools and the parks and the recs, and a lot of stuff's being privatized. So we're working our way into, like I said, trying to develop a better relationship with the entire landscape maintenance trade.
That's really cool. So I'm glad that you're here because you got a fun product that you're going to offer. And if you're up in the Northeast, this is Michael Tosha sent me a text. He's like, he confirmed that I was right about the Vespi house. So we're going to talk about that. That's cool. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. Hey, listen, when we come back, we got a very fun product. You know, we've been talking about lighting. We talk about all kinds of equipment that we like to use. But really, we got something that's a great crossover from green industry to some fun up in the mountains. It's going to be real fun when we come back. We got that and much, much more. Turf time right now is 9:27.
Now that today's traffic has been cleared up, you're free to stay ahead of your competition. Today's traffic on the turf was brought to you by Pro Products. The end of weed, pests, and disease begins here. Protecting the ones we love naturally is our highest purpose. To learn more about how Pro Products can help your landscape and lawn irrigation business, visit proproducts.com.
This is Wayne Bowes, your host of Profits Unlimited. You're listening to Turfs Up Radio. Be sure not to miss a new episode every Monday through Friday between 2 and 4 p.m. You'll hear what it takes to grow and sustain your green industry business. You'll learn to be confident that profit is not a dirty word. That's Profits Unlimited during the Turfs Up Radio podcast blocks Monday through Friday between 2 and 4 p.m. Eastern. And remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hi, this is Scott with More Madness. Ferris takes care of you so you can take care of your customers. The Ferris line of ride-on spreader sprayers allows you to provide a personalized treatment for each of your clients. Stainless steel frames and granular and liquid application options, Ferris spreader sprayers let you do away with one-size-fits-all applications. Visit ferrismores.com to find a dealer near you and ask for a test ride today. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for Turfs Up Radio. Now you can catch us streaming live 24/7 with pro talk, pro tips, and pro interviews. Simply visit turfsupradio.com.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, keep missing industry events but want to stay up to date on the action? Then simply download the Road Fuel Podcast by Turfs Up Radio on your mobile device. You'll hear everything you missed, including great interviews with showgoers and vendors keeping you in the know. That's the Road Fuel Podcast by Turfs Up Radio, or simply visit turfsupradio.com/Road Fuel.
Hey, it's Julie with Mower Madness. Red Max wants all their customers using the best equipment. So guess what? They want you to try it free. Just go on over to @TurfsUpRadio on Facebook and give our page a like. Then like, comment, and share the cover photo. That's it. You're in. There's a new giveaway each month, but don't miss this one. Who doesn't like free stuff? Head on over to enter today.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, this is Rob Starr, your host of the Water Zone Show here on Turfs Up Radio. Be sure not to miss a new episode every Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. You'll hear my co-host Chris Davey and I speak to pros around the world whose main focus is to keep our planet blue. That's the Water Zone Show every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
You own a business and want it to be the best it can be.
Of course I do.
That means you need to offer the best products available.
Sounds great, but how do I find them?
The good news is you can rely on the guys at Turfs Up Radio to keep you up to date on all the latest and top products.
Good to know. What do you got?
Well, here's a product we found that will make your clients happy and your competition envious.
Welcome back to Turfs Up Radio's Weekend Review. I'm your host, Darren Gruner, live in the Turfs Up Radio studios in always sunny Fort Lauderdale, Florida. If you want to join us, you can in the Zoom room here. Go to turfsupradio.live. Real simple, turfsupradio.live. We had a turfsupradio.live event last night on Hecubus, and if you missed that, that was a lot of fun. Hecubus is he's got some questions, and he loves to just get you laughing, man. We were cracking up. We had 8 couples that were just in on the room, and he was just spitting out these questions. It was so much fun. We had a really good time. But today, and Michael Toast, thanks for he's sending me stuff. He said his dentist is now at the Vespi house.
He owns the Vespi house.
He owns the Vespi. That's good. Well, that's got to tell you something, boy. He might be charging a little bit too much to clean your teeth. Anyway, so we got a new product. Got a new product of the day. What is it? Tell us about the products and what do we have here?
So listen, we have here my cousin Timmy Hesser. Okay, this is Steve. You just talked to Steve. This is his younger brother. Okay, Timmy. Timmy, tell him what you do and who you work for.
I work for Best Line Equipment. We have 13 locations throughout Pennsylvania, and 3 of which are power sports dealers with Polaris, Kawasaki, Indian Motorcycle. And last night on the way up to camp, we picked up a brand new Polaris Razor 900S, and we're getting ready to break it in this morning.
And I'm friggin' jealous. See, and most of us are out here. Those things are friggin' cool. I remember I bought what was I? I had a Kubota. A Kubota. It was, you know what I mean, the 4 with the side by side. That thing was cool. That was a lot of fun. I remember when we got one, I'm like, I wanted to use it for everything. I used it for fertilizer. I used it for picking stuff up on property. But this is cool. It's a great crossover from the green industry, from work to play, right?
It is. And speaking of the Kubota, Polaris also now has a Ranger Pro, which is more of a commercial, like golf course maintenance buggy, you know, just like a souped up John Deere Gator would be. Just a heavier duty version of the hunting and fishing Ranger line. I just saw it yesterday when I was at the dealership.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what would be a difference? So, you know, if you wanted to have a crossover, I mean, if you're working on properties with grass, you have to have a certain tire for them, right? You got to have a certain type of tire to be on lawn, a turf tire. And then what if you wanted to go into the woods? Do you have to change those tires and use a different type of tire?
You would. There's, you know, basically 3 different models of side-by-side with Polaris nowadays. It started with the Ranger utility vehicle years ago, and then they produced the Sporty Razor, and now coming on strong is their General, which is a hybrid between a utility and a woods racer. And a lot of people are getting into that because if they do have any sort of utility need, you know, and they don't want to be schlepping around on a big utility Ranger on Sundays on Fun Day, the General fills that niche. So Polaris has it all covered.
Yeah, I might buy that one. I was talking, he bought the race one. I said, well, look, then I'll buy the Ranger one. So that's now we got like a utility.
And we already own the 6-man Ranger
crew. Yeah, that's in the basement too. So this morning we're going to roll the new Razor 900 out, and it's his toy. And then we're going to roll we call it the short bus around camp. That's the nickname of the short bus. And it's a crew cab 6-man. We're going to take that out and rip around the woods today. That's our game plan. And what we're going to do pavers. Actually, we're doing a paver job out front. We're laying pavers across the front porch to keep the dirt and mud from inside camp. So this morning, right?
We're going to get a little bit of work done, excavate out, at least get some base material down before we take a ride and the day slips away from us.
Well, let me ask, is that a gas or is it both hybrid, gas and electric, or just gas?
Gasoline. I was told Polaris is they do have some electric models now, and they're very close within the next few years of having a reliable, you know, something with some battery life product line with ATVs and side by side. So that's going to be awesome for us up here, especially if you're in any kind of a sensitive area where you have you know, prying eyes or ears with the neighbors.
Yeah.
To be able to ride around the trails in silence is going to be a huge development.
Right. Sneaking up on those pesky deer that are very sneaky. So we need a vehicle that we can sneak in and sneak out and not be heard.
Yeah.
That's listen, I want one down here. I have a parking spot that I want the 6-person down here because I'm a minute from the beach. I'm not, you know, I mean, I'm lazy. I could walk there, but I'd like to have one over here and be able to carry some people. You know, 2-person is just not going to do it for me.
No.
But how fast do these things go? How fast will they?
I think our big 6-man thing goes 55.
Yeah, it cruises at 35 nice. Like the cruising speed with 6 people in it, 6 men. like 6 full-grown men is 35 miles an hour. You can cruise down the trail. You can get up to 40 if you want, but
the gearing in the belt type transmission that Polaris pretty much uses across the board, they're able to change that from high and low. So that big 6-man is basically the same setup as a 2-man 800 would be, just being geared a little bit lower to haul all the extra weight. So instead of I believe they listed that as a 57 mile an hour top speed for the 2-man Ranger. Ours is stepped down to probably like 40 mashed out with the guys in it.
How fast does your new toy go? What's that go?
We'll find out in a few hours.
Don't we have to, is there a break-in period or something?
I peeled that sticker off last night.
Okay.
It's broken in.
It's broken in. There's a good break-in period on these things, but we're going to find out.
I wonder if I can get it light. I know. You don't need a tag. Oh, obviously you're in the woods. You don't need a tag for it while you're up there, unless you.
Yeah, you do. Pennsylvania is pretty generous and easy with the licensing registration. They actually give you a metal tag, like a motorcycle tag, which being from New Jersey, that we don't have that. But there's been a lot of things floating around on the internet about certain states where they can be registered street legal, provided that you have DOT tires on it and all that stuff. But I don't know about too many eastern states that are allowing that at this time.
Yeah, down here there's there's golf court. They have golf carts all over the place. I mean, they people, that's what they do here in Florida, right? Yesterday I'm driving down the road and I see a bunch of kids, girls, in a golf cart driving down Bayview. Jeff, that main road that comes through the middle of these. They couldn't be more than 11 years old.
Oh.
So I think that you guys, they have to follow the laws? Don't they need a driver's license?
I think it's tagged like that you have to be, you have to have a license to drive this there for sure. If you're riding on the road with that thing, it's got to be something.
That's scary. I mean, that was scary. I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute, it's a car. It's basically a car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got the same.
Not only worse than that, but God, if you get in an accident on that thing, everybody on that thing is done. You better be careful what you're doing on that. Yeah, that's dangerous.
Wait a second.
He's turned the volume down.
I'm not. I got Brooke here.
Okay.
I'm hooking Brooke up. Brooke Ford is here. If guys, a lot of you guys are excited about Brooke because he's a green veteran. You remember Brooke, don't you?
I remember Brooke. Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
But he's trying to hook up to the internet here at the home studios here in Turfs Up Radio Studios. So I'm trying to get him as you're talking to me. But I'm excited about this. I want one of these machines.
Oh.
Not machine. The Polaris, the Razor. I want one of those. I'm trying to find the right one. When you were down here, didn't we go over to the Outdoor World?
So we went to Bass Pro Shop to go shopping for some clothes, and we were in there checking out the golf carts and stuff like that. Yes, we were. Yeah, I'm telling you, you need to get one. You need to have one.
They have a couple of brands, rebranded Chinese product that Cabela's and Bass Pro sell. Like some of them are under the Coleman name, and they're just rebadged like Kimco's and some of those other overseas brands.
But we talked about that to the guy. Remember the guy told you couldn't get those ones tagged there, right? There was something up with those.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's because of the restriction, because it only goes a certain speed, or maybe if you got one that went back. I can't remember what the stipulation was. So I want to find out because I want one of those.
Oh, listen, you need one of those for sure. You need one so you can just throw your stuff on and schlep over to the beach, cruise around.
Here's my concern. Here's the only concern that I have. I don't have a garage.
Right.
That's the only thing that I'm thinking of. I don't have a garage. And if it's sitting outside in the car, it's sitting outside in the parking lot.
Right.
So what am I worried about? Am I worried about something happening?
Take the key with you, and I guess there's gonna be some lock mechanism, and put a tarp or put a cover over it. It has to have cover for it. That's all. People do it, Darren. But you're thinking about like they have garages, right? That's what you're worried about. You need a garage down there. You need a shed in the back of that place.
There's and I went to the West Palm Beach Auto that show that comes up here, Barrett Jackson. They have that every year, and they had when you walk through there. They show you you have these portable garages, and I'm wondering, the thing is,
I guarantee you, those people your HOA will not allow that. They will shut that down. Boy, Darren, they will try to oust you out of that building if you try to put up some sort of tent that you can pull a golf cart into.
So maybe I got to make friends with one of my neighbors out back. That there's houses that are back there.
You got to get on the board and then change the rules, the bylaws, so you can have one. That's what you got to do. You got to become the president of the board. Then you got to change the bylaws. Okay. That's the only way around that one.
Okay. All right. We're going to do this. Listen, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to help. I'll be there in a second. I'm going to help Brooke get in touch here. So Brooke Ford he came all the way down from Orlando, Florida. Not that far, really. If you think about it. It's only 3 hours. How long did it take you? Three and a half. Yeah, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Not a big deal. He probably and you got stuck in traffic too.
There, so it caused a little bit of a delay.
There you go. I got to turn his mic up.
There you go.
Cool. So when we come back, we got Brooke Ford, and I want you guys to pay attention. He's got his own show starting today at 11 o'clock, 11:01. The Green Veteran. He's going to bring you some really interesting aspects to the green industry. So I want to talk about that and much, much more. Turf time right now is 9:45. We'll be right back.
At Turfs Up Radio, we're giving you an edge on the competition while helping you grow your business.
I could use that.
Then keep listening in for more exciting product information.
Sounds good.
At Turfs Up Radio, we've got your back.
Hey, this is Julie, your host of Mower Madness. You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station dedicated to the green industry. Be sure not to miss a new episode during the Turfs Up Radio podcast block every Monday through Friday between 2 and 4. We'll help you survive the good, the bad, and the ugly in the green industry. That's Mower Madness during the Turfs Up Radio podcast block every Monday through Friday between 2 and 4 Eastern. And remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Scott with More Madness here. Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know better than anyone that this business can be backbreaking, but that's all the more reason to partner with someone who has your back. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it. Ferris commercial grade mowers feature patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more done while keeping you comfortable so you can feel good tomorrow. Ferris, work hard, feel good. Go to ferrismowers.com for a dealer near you.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, this is Tim Fondrick with Hardscape Marketer. Are you frustrated or overwhelmed with marketing your business? If you'd like to be a local market leader, create a steady stream of new customers, and spend more time doing the things you love, we can help. We know what it's like to build a landscape business, run crews, and work with customers. If you're ready to grow your business by getting your internet marketing right, download our ultimate internet marketing cheat sheet today at hardscapemarketer.com/cheat sheet. That's hardscapemarketer.com/cheat sheet.
Hey, landscape pros, are you tired of digging through rocks and roots and breaking shovels in the process? Then it's time you checked out the Geo Ripper 616. It's a landscaper's dream with the Makita 6 Series 2-cycle engine producing over 4 horsepower of raw performance. The 616 digs deep in up to 16 inches of the toughest soil. Lighting, landscape, and irrigation contractors already love this improved lightweight trencher with its ability to get in and get out faster, easier, and with less ground disturbance. And you will too. This redesigned Geo Ripper 616 comes with 2 heavy-duty digging chains and a whole mess of helpful extras. To learn more about the Geo Ripper and how it can help you out in the field, visit georipper.com today.
Welcome back to Turfs Up Radio's Weekend Review. I'm your host, Darren Bruner, and I am live in the Turfs Up Radio studios in always sunny Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
This is All
right, we got it all together now. We got Brooke in the Turfs Up Radio studios hanging out with us, and we got Jeff Hesser. Brooke Ford, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Be Ford. I like it. 2 and 2, be Ford.
You bet.
Right?
No.
I like that. Okay, cool. So You know Jeff Hesser here. Jeff Hesser, you didn't meet Jeff. Have you met him in person? Have you met Jeff in person, or you just talked to him on the phone?
I think we just spoke on the phone. We
Okay.
have not met yet. How
Okay.
you doing, Jeff?
You could say hello, Jeff. What happened to him? I don't know. We lost him. Okay.
Hey, I'm here.
Anyway,
I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool.
I'm here.
So you remember Brooke? I met Brooke, Jeff. I met Brooke how many years ago? 4, 3, 4, 5, 10?
Yeah, probably 3.5.
3 years ago.
Yep.
At the Garden Light LED. What was it called? It was a Congress.
Dealer Congress.
Dealer
Yeah,
Congress.
they have a
Yearly
dealer,
event.
yes. They got a dealer Congress. Yes.
Yeah. And what was cool, what attracted me to Ford was he was wearing a very special jersey that day. he was wearing a very special jersey. Do you remember the USFL?
Yeah, XFL.
The XFL.
Yeah, the first version.
Remember they used to be able to put anything they want on the back of their jerseys, those players there. And he ended up playing for the Eagles, the running back ended up playing for the Eagles. He hate me. Remember that? Remember that guy, Jeff?
Who?
Yeah, I think his name is Rod Smart.
Rod Smart, right?
He went by Rod, I think. He went by He Hate Me.
Oh,
God,
I got okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
He
hate me. But anyway, it's interesting. Brooke came down here today so that we can get him going, because just like I invite any of our listeners that want to get involved with Turfs Up Radio and become a contributor, get your own show. You're a leader in the industry. Brooke is a leader in the industry, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on with his show that's coming up at 11 o'clock, his debut between 11 and 1 today. Talk to us a little bit about what's going on today.
Yeah, so it'll be the kickoff show, like you mentioned, for the Green Veteran. So today we're going to have 3 guests. 2 of them are industry professionals. One is a builder that has a very innovative product that incorporates basically a ballistic rated material as part of a prefabricated wall, which is really interesting because that gives a house like basically a rating of up to 250 miles per hour for wind.
Wow.
As well as some, significant green energy efficiency because it locks in, the heat and the air. So we'll have him, he'll join us. And then I've got a guy from the DC, Pennsylvania area who is basically a consultant for a lot of the government military initiatives. His name is Dave Waldman, so he'll be joining us. And then I have a girl, her name is Tanya. She's the CEO of Together for the Cure, I believe it's called. I have to double check that. But she basically runs a nonprofit that helps veterans and their families, with PTSD, traumatic brain injury, things like that. So looking forward to it. And yeah, it'll be every week from 11 to 1.
Great causes too. That's great. Unbelievable. The ballistic thing sounds neat because is that the windscreen you said? Like a mesh screen or fiber? What is that?
No, it's basically a screen call it a film, a ballistic rated film that would go in between the walls. And again, I know enough to be dangerous, but we'll have one of the founders to be on, during the program. They'll let us know all about it. So looking forward to that.
I know someone who had that at their place in St. John before Hurricane Irma hit.
All right.
And there was 300-mile-an-hour winds down there, and he had this. It was Kenny Chesney's house had this.
Okay.
I think you're talking about because one of my customers who sells cast lighting in St. John's does his house and told me that when it got destroyed, they had that windscreen up, and it saved the people that were in the house because of the ballistics of that thing. So
wow.
It's just kind of funny how you brought that up kind of in my memory bank. Remember this woman told me about this windscreen system that they had on his house. So
interesting. Yeah. Well, it may be the same product. I don't know.
We'll
find out.
Right. Something similar, right?
Yep.
This is something that you talk about leaving money on the table. You can start getting into something like this as a green industry professional. I mean, you just really start separating yourself, running away from your competition. If you can figure out how to, find out the needs, for your, the client needs and get involved with something like this, Brooke.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good thing. I mean, you guys don't realize it. You start up when you're a kid and you're pushing a lawnmower and you think, okay, I'm going to cut a bunch of lawns. What that could lead to,
right.
And this is really cool. And that's what this whole thing is all about. And that's what Turfs Up Radio is bringing you, all the greatest things that just to kind of open your mind, broaden your horizons.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about what you got going on, Brooke. It's really cool.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really excited too. We're going to have great guests every week, and we'll highlight a variety of different products and solutions.
So let's talk a little bit about you, though. But I met you a couple of years ago at Garden Light. You had a company called Orion Design, right?
Right.
You work for Sterling now, but really, what's your real background? When you look back and you say something that was really impactful in your life, talk to me about what did you think back? The first thing that comes to mind.
Probably my military service would be. That's probably what I still consider myself to be, even though I've been out for a few years. Hey, there you go.
God bless America.
This is a camp, so you got to have the flag up at camp.
Absolutely. No, I was active duty in National Guard for a number of years, on and off, and loved that. And then I was an infantry officer, so did some time with several different units. Deployed several times to Iraq, Korea, where else did I go? Kuwait and Haiti primarily. So did that for a number of years. And when I came back from Iraq in 2004 or 2005, I could tell my wife and kids have had it. That was it. So I got out and went into the business world and joined, or I had actually been working previously with Lutron Electronics. So went back to Lutron, and then after leaving Lutron, just kind of bounced to a few different places to get some different experience. So I've worked for a contract manufacturer. I've worked for lighting companies, lighting control companies, audio, visual, and building automation systems, integration companies. And now I find myself at a great company called Sterling. So we do site access solutions and environmental, impact. We'll try to lessen the damage before, you go in with the heavy machinery for the job. And then after, we'll make sure we clean everything up the appropriate way. And our solutions, our site access mats, they're made from a southern yellow pine, which is a very sustainable type of wood. It takes about 20 years to regrow instead of 60 to 80 for a hard mat. So trying to be green and sustainable, minimize the impact on the environment, and also stress safety and stability of moving the machinery across those mats.
A lot of you guys, you're doing big projects. You're out there and you're bringing big, heavy equipment into your customers, your clients' backyards. And when you're all done the job, and even if it's a wheelbarrow, and you're bringing it backyard, what do you see when you're done the job? You see this line of dead grass and dirt and a big rut in your neighbor's lawn. And some of us have figured it out that we have to include that in the cost of repair, right? Some of us have to realize that, that's our responsibility. You can't just say, well, it's the cost of doing the business. Now you have to pay someone to go fix your lawn. No, you got to take responsibility. So this is a good thing to think about with these mats, making sure that, and they're not, you'll have to show us what you're talking about, because we're going to have to make sure we get that on. You want to find out and want to see more about it, you'll be able to.
No, absolutely. And you bring up a great point, because we've done a lot of Major League Baseball fields where it's not only protecting the grass, but it's protecting what's underneath it. You've got a lot of fiber optics, you've got a lot of pipes and things like that. So,
right.
We'll definitely, in the future, we'll kind of do a deep dive and really educate the audience on what we have to offer.
We love that. And the guys are looking for solutions. I mean, we're all looking for solutions. And, there's how many guys out there go out and buy go buy plywood, or go buy, those that you can buy at Home Depot, and how they're all bowed, and half of them work, half of them don't, and they get ripped up, and then you got to store them, and then you got to store that kind of stuff, and they just get beat up on the trucks and stuff like that. So we're always looking for good and better solutions to help us look better, as a contractor, that we're proficient. We understand, hey, we want to make sure when we're done, we leave here and the job looks perfect.
Right.
And it's done. So I like that.
Good.
But there's gonna be a lot of great stuff. I know Brooke is a lot like me. By the way, Brooke's also a Cancer. We talk about this all the time. Brooke's a Cancer, and I just don't understand. I respect the hell out of you guys. I mean, you. Oh, by the way, you and Steve Werner, I think your birthdays are very close together, and you're both military guys. Why did I not? Maybe because my father was such a militant himself. Back in the day, he brought a bad taste to what was what I could look forward to, because he was so tough. I didn't want, when you grow up with that, you grow up with somebody that's militant like that, and someone that's you better respect me and obey me. You want to get out of that, right? I don't know. Did you have a father that was like that too, and you were just used to it and you handled it better than me? I just couldn't get into. I just didn't want to subject myself to that. I was just a pain in the ass. I don't know what it was.
The verbal beatdown, but you couldn't take the verbal beatdown.
I mean, when you have it all your life, you know what I mean? And then you get out and boy, let me just go into the military and start all over again. I mean, I couldn't do it. And I wanted to. I took the ASVAB to join the Navy. I did. I wanted to, thought it was the right thing to do, but something pulled me out of it. Said, you know what, Darren, it's just not going to be for you.
What were you looking to do in the Navy? Did you have an idea?
I had no clue, because remember, all I thought about my entire life is just getting away, because my father, I'm not going to get into that, but it wasn't easy. And I'm not saying that mine was harder than anybody else's. I just handled it a lot different. I wanted out. I just wanted freedom. So,
yeah.
I wanted a way, and I was looking for a way to get to, I wanted to shape my life, and I thought that would have been the right thing to do, but I wasn't sure. So nothing really convinced me. So I moved on. What about you? How'd you end up doing that?
Me?
Yeah.
You know what? My dad, he was in the National Guard for 30 plus years. He retired out as a full bird colonel, and he was actually the head of the selective service for the state at one point. Before that, he was an engineer. That's kind of what he did in the military. He loved it. I saw that he loved it. Once a year we'd go out to the family day, but he certainly never pushed me towards that at all. I never saw myself as the military type. And then just at one point, at some point, I just decided that I wanted to go do it, jump out of airplanes. So my dad said, well, let me give you some advice. Go start National Guard. So if you hate it, you can at least fulfill your obligation and then get out, and you can do it the right way. If you really like it and you want to make it a career, you can always go deeper. So that's what I did. So I went in and got a taste of it and loved it. And went deeper.
That's so cool. So we got to hook you up with Steve Werner too, because he's also, like I said, he's a cancer. He's also a vet as well. He's long buddy, so it's pretty cool. But I'm really excited to have you and do your show. We really should. What we should have really done is our first show. We should have just dove right into you. But we will. We're going to learn a lot about you as each show goes by. For you, you're going to teach us a lot about you as well, and our listeners want to hear that. They want to hear more about you too. So that's why I say you're going to bring on some great guests, and you're just going to help mold maybe the industry, maybe get people to do some more things than they're thinking of. Just start thinking out of the box, right?
Yeah. No, well, again, I appreciate the opportunity and the platform. Looking forward to it.
That's really cool, Jeff. Thanks a lot for joining us all the way up at Snowshoe Mountains there.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. I love that you brought your equipment and you were able to get us on with some people, but your cousins. Are we related? Because you seem to have everybody that you know is related to you.
We're a close, tight family. And funny thing is, our fathers. My uncles were both in the military. So Timmy's father and Steve that were on earlier, their father was in the military in the Navy. My uncle Terry, who my cousin Mark and Terry, who owner of this camp, their father was an original UDT underwater demolition diver in Key West. So he was an original SEAL, my uncle, and he was a badass little guy. He was a tiny guy, but he was mean as nails. And funny thing was, there's pictures of him back in the day in a T-shirt and these little skippy little pants with all these UDT guys lined up in Key West. My aunt and him were stationed in Key West for years, and he was an original underwater demolition guy.
That's cool. There's so much that we could talk about, my friends.
Hence the flag. We have flags everywhere hanging outside the camp. We got one here. Don't tread on us, that's for sure.
We're gonna pick up. I promise you that we're gonna pick up this conversation. Thanks a lot. We're gonna pick up this conversation during the course of the week. Remember, the Pump Station every Monday through Friday between 8 and 10 a.m. I got Jeff Hesser joins us, and we are gonna pick up more about that since you got such a vast family from all over the country. It's absolutely amazing. Thanks a lot for joining us. Hey, time to say goodbye until next week. I want to thank everybody for listening to this week's Weekend Review. For Brooks Ford, Jeff Hesser, and the Hesser family, I'm your host, Darren. We're reminding you to stay green and keep your hands dirty.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Turfs Up Radio's Weekend Review. To hear more about what's happening each week in the green industry, be sure to download the Turfs Up Radio 24/7 app or visit turfsupradio.com. And remember,
You see that?
keep your hands dirty.